Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a timeless story that holds a powerful lesson, one that might just change the way you look at your daily hustle. It's a tale about a clever fox and a tiny, diligent ant. So, grab a comfy seat, and let's get started. Once upon a time, in a sun-drenched meadow, lived a fox who was known far and wide for his quick wit. But if he was famous for his cleverness, he was infamous for his bragging. He believed he was the smartest creature in the forest, and he never missed a chance to let everyone know it. He'd spend his days lounging in the sun, napping under the shade of a large oak tree, and generally enjoying a life of leisure. In that same meadow lived a colony of ants. These ants were the complete opposite of the fox. From the moment the sun peeked over the horizon until it dipped below the hills, they were a flurry of activity. They marched in perfect lines, each one carrying a crumb, a seed, or a leaf fragment many times its own size. They were the embodiment of hard work and dedication. Our fox, in his idleness, found the ants' constant labor to be quite amusing. He'd often stroll over to their bustling anthill just to mock them. He couldn't understand why anyone would choose to toil away when there was so much relaxing to be done. One particularly beautiful morning, the sky was a brilliant, cloudless blue, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves. The fox stretched lazily after a long nap and spotted a single ant struggling to drag a large breadcrumb back to the colony. A mischievous grin spread across the fox's face. He trotted over, his tail swishing with arrogance. "Well, hello there, little fellow," the fox boomed, his voice dripping with condescension. "Another day, another back-breaking task, I see. Tell me," he leaned in closer, a playful glint in his eye, "why do you work so relentlessly? The sun is shining, the birds are singing. You should be like me, kick back, relax, and enjoy life's simple pleasures." The fox let out a hearty laugh, thoroughly amused by his own wisdom. The ant paused for a moment, carefully setting down his precious cargo. He wiped a bead of sweat from his brow with a tiny leg and looked up at the towering fox. Instead of being offended, the ant simply offered a calm, knowing smile. "Good morning, Mr. Fox," he replied politely. "It is indeed a beautiful day, but beauty, as we know, doesn't last forever. I'm not just working for today. I'm saving food for the rainy days ahead." The fox threw his head back and laughed even louder this time. "Rainy days? Ha! You worry too much, my tiny friend. Look at this perfect sky. There won't be a drop of rain for weeks. You're wasting this glorious sunshine on needless worry." He shook his head in mock pity. "You ants and your silly preparations." With a final chuckle, the fox turned his back on the hard-working ant and sauntered off to find his favorite shady tree for another long, peaceful nap. The ant simply picked up his crumb and continued his journey home, his resolve unshaken. Days turned into weeks, and the fox's life continued in its lazy rhythm. He ate berries when he was hungry, drank from the cool stream, and spent most of his time sleeping. The ants, meanwhile, never stopped. Their storerooms grew fuller and fuller with every passing day. They had gathered enough grain, seeds, and dried berries to last them through the harshest of seasons. The fox would occasionally watch them, shake his head, and mutter to himself about their foolishness before drifting off to sleep again. Then, one afternoon, the world began to change. The brilliant blue sky slowly turned to a dull, ominous gray. The gentle breeze became a chilly, howling wind that whipped the trees into a frenzy. And then, the first drop of rain fell. It was followed by another, and another, until the heavens opened up and a torrential downpour began. This wasn't just a brief shower. It was a relentless, cold rain that lasted for days on end. The meadow was transformed into a series of muddy puddles and rushing streams. The fox, who had been caught completely off guard, was drenched to the bone. His thick, beautiful fur was matted and heavy with water. He shivered uncontrollably from the cold. His usual napping spots were flooded, and the berry bushes he relied on were stripped bare or rotting in the constant dampness. Hunger began to gnaw at his belly, a sharp, unfamiliar feeling. He had no shelter, no food, and no plan. For the first time, the clever fox felt helpless and scared. As he wandered miserably through the flooded meadow, searching for any scrap of food or a dry place to hide, a faint, warm glow caught his eye. It was coming from a small opening at the base of a mound of earth, the anthill. Drawn by curiosity and desperation, he crept closer. Peeking inside, he saw an incredible sight. The ants were warm, dry, and completely safe in their intricate underground home. They weren't just surviving, they were thriving. There were chambers filled to the brim with all the food they had collected. Some ants were resting, others were sharing stories, and a group of them were gathered around a makeshift table, enjoying a hearty meal of grains and seeds. They were comfortable and content, completely untroubled by the storm raging outside. A wave of shame washed over the fox, colder than the rain soaking his fur. He saw the very ant he had mocked just a few weeks ago, now safe and sound with his family. The ant's words echoed in his mind. I am saving food for the rainy days. It all made sense now. The ants weren't foolish. They were wise. Their hard work wasn't a waste of a sunny day. It was an investment in their future, their security, and their peace of mind. Gathering what little courage he had left, the fox knocked gently on the entrance to the anthill. The same ant he had spoken to came to the opening. Seeing the miserable state of the fox, the ant didn't mock him or turn him away. He simply looked at him with understanding. The fox lowered his head, his ears drooping. I was wrong, he said, his voice barely a whisper. I laughed at you for your hard work, but you were the one who was truly clever. Now I understand why you prepare. I was foolish to live only for the moment. The moral of this story is simple, yet profound. Hard work and preparation always pay off. It is easy to get caught up in the pleasures of the present and put off the important tasks for another day. But life, like the weather, is unpredictable. The rainy days will come for all of us, whether they are literal storms or unexpected challenges. Those who prepare, who put in the effort when times are good, will be the ones who can weather any storm with confidence and security. So, don't laugh at others for being careful and wise. Learn from them. Embrace the value of diligence and foresight. The satisfaction of knowing you are prepared for whatever lies ahead is a reward far greater than a few extra hours of leisure. Thank you so much for joining us for this story today. We hope it gave you some food for thought. If you enjoyed this video and the lesson it holds, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay wise and keep preparing.